In Part 2, we learned that the life review happens after death, not as judgment, but as education. The deceased looks back over their life with masters who help them see clearly, with emotions removed. In Part 3, Meg experienced something like this when she entered a sphere of light and emerged knowing herself completely. She saw her good and her bad, and made no judgment. Now we go deeper into the life review, what it is, how it works, and what it reveals. What happens when you see every moment of your life, not as you remember it, but as it actually was? Let's explore. The life review is one of the most consistent elements in near-death experiences and regression work. People report seeing their life flash before them, every moment, every choice, every consequence. But Dolores's subjects revealed something deeper. The review isn't just watching, it's feeling. One subject described it as walking through a valley of life, a quilt thrown over the landscape, showing every scene from the life they had just left. Not a linear progression, but everything at once, spread out before them, she said. We can see everything we've ever known all combined together. It's as if this was our life, and this is what we had together. We had something intact when it was over with. It's peaceful. It's sort of like you stand there and survey, as if you had some great big fields with different things growing in them, or if you had lots of flowers in a garden. You stand and survey it. Remember what you did to get the garden ready, how things grew and developed? The key insight. This wasn't judgment. It was admiration, a surveying, touching different scenes, remembering what was built together. There was no punishment, no condemnation, only a mental note-taking of what they might want to change next time. Dolores's subjects consistently reported that the life review is not conducted alone. Masters or counselors are present, beings who can see the life objectively without the emotions that would cloud the soul's own perception. One subject explained, more often the life review occurs after death, when the deceased looks back over their life to analyze what they learned. This review is often conducted with the help of masters on the other side who can look at the life more objectively, with emotions removed. When you're reviewing your own life, you bring biases, you justify, you explain away. You remember what you want to remember. The masters don't judge, they observe. They help you see patterns you missed. They point out consequences you didn't recognize. They show you what will happen if you do this. And this is the problem you will face. You know, they'll explain it where you weren't aware of it. The goal isn't to shame, it's to educate. One of the most beautiful descriptions of the life review came from a woman who had just died as an old woman. Instead of going to the other side immediately, she returned to her home as a ghost, unable to let go. When she finally released, she was transported to a hill overlooking a valley. Her deceased husband stood beside her, young again, as they had been on their wedding day. The valley transformed into what she called a valley of life, a collage of scenes from the life she had just left. What did this teach her? That her life was intact, complete, that everything she had done, the small moments, the large decisions, had formed a pattern, a garden. The review wasn't about finding fault. It was about understanding the shape of her life, what worked, what didn't, what she might want to do differently. And then, with no punishment, no condemnation, only a mental note-taking, she moved on. This is perhaps the most important distinction in Dolores's work. There is no external punishment. The life review is self-conducted with guidance. You see your life. You feel the impact of your choices. You judge yourself. One subject said, the only pain a spirit can feel is remorse, the feeling that they could have done something more. This is painful, but physical pain loses meaning when you leave the body behind. Remorse is different from punishment. Punishment is imposed from outside. Remorse arises from within when you truly understand the impact of your actions. In the life review, you don't just see your actions, you feel them. You feel what others felt when you harmed them. You feel what they felt when you helped them. This is why no external punishment is needed. The understanding itself is transformative. Dolores asked, what about those who committed murder, suicide, atrocities? The answer was consistent. They face consequences in their next lives. They experience what they caused, not as divine retribution, but as education. Say you do a person a great injustice, then you may have to come back in another life and serve them, maybe take care of them and be their protector to make up for a wrong you may have done them before. The life review is where karma is assessed, not punished, assessed, understood. One subject explained karma this way: if you kill for money, then you must come around to the same thing again until you can overcome it. Situations are oftentimes turned around. You might be killed for money. Karma isn't about punishment. It's about balance, about learning, about experiencing both sides of every equation. If you harmed someone, you may need to serve them in a future life. If you cut a life short, you may experience a life cut short, not because God is angry, but because understanding requires experience. The life review shows you where the balance stands, what you've learned, what you still need to learn. Dolores asked about group deaths, train accidents, earthquakes, disasters. Did they all choose to go at the same time? Through many eons, souls tend to group together to perform certain tasks, to establish changes, or to experience life collectively. Group deaths occur when individual souls find themselves at a juncture where it's appropriate to depart simultaneously. This was agreed upon before birth. In group transition, they find support. They're not alone. There's sharing in the experience. From the life review, what do we learn? First, you see everything, not just what you remember, but what actually happened. Every action, every consequence, every impact on others. Second, you feel everything. The emotions others experienced because of you, both the joy and the pain. Third, you judge yourself. No external judge is needed. When you truly understand, remorse does the work. Fourth, masters help. They see patterns you can't. They help you understand what you're looking at. Fifth, karma is educational. It's not punishment. It's the soul's way of learning through experience. Sixth, the review is compassionate. No one is condemned. Everyone is given the chance to understand, to grow, to choose differently next time. The life review is one of the most profound concepts in Dolores Cannon's work. It's not about punishment, it's about understanding. When we see our lives clearly, every moment, every choice, every consequence, we judge ourselves. We feel remorse, we learn, and then we choose what to do next, what to carry forward, what to release. In Part 7, we explore planning the next life, how souls choose parents, lessons, and the circumstances of their next incarnation. Thank you for joining me on this journey between worlds.